What's up, dandelions? Thank you for coming to another Inktober video. I am Lulu Soul, and today's prompt is helmet. That was me trying out a little bit of a new intro. As we go further into Inktober, I'm using this month to try out different little editing tips and tricks to see what I like and see what I don't like. I also kind of like you guys being able to see me in the beginning of the video. I don't know. If you hate it, please let me know. If you like it, please let me know. It'll help me decide whether to keep that for the future or not. As for the prompt today of helmet, I actually had a surprising journey when I started working on it. Right away, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring in my character Mac, short for Macchiato, and I wanted the helmet portion of the prompt to be his kitty cat that hangs out on his head. Now, Mac is another character that is a part of my pumpkin and spice world. It changes depending on, however Mac is feeling that day. But Mac has been friends with Pumpkin for most of their lives. They've basically grown up together, and Mac has a connection with Spice as well because they both have the same college class together, at least one, and they became friends through that. Now, Mac works at the comic shop that Pumpkin and Spice... Comic shop? That's me. No, Mac works at the coffee shop that Pumpkin and Spice both go to. In fact, Mac is the reason that they go. Mac was telling Pumpkin all about it. She got interested. It's a cool place for her to go and hang out with her friend, as well as get her editing done during the day. And Spice, just curious about coffee. She decided to stop by one day, and that's actually how Pumpkin and Spice ended up meeting. So I've got this character, this Mac, who is very, very unique, I feel like. I love the concept of Mac because you've got all of these piercings and this very rough and tumble kind of, not personality, but like persona almost. Like if you've seen Fruits Baskets, if you think Hatsuharu, kind of like that, where like if you just see Mac, you think, oh wow, that's a real tough edgelord, that's a really cool person. And then Mac opens his mouth and you realize that Mac is just a giant goofball. Now earlier you might have heard me mention of Mac as he and they. Mac is non-binary. But in the sense of gender just doesn't really matter in Mac's case. Mac has very, very long hair and usually wears it up in kind of like this half mohawk, half ponytail hairstyle thing. But when Mac lets his hair down, he is very, very often referred to as ma'am, as she. And Mac realized at a very young age, because Mac has had this hair most of their life, again, like it's just a part of the personality that's always been there. But Mac doesn't mind if someone refers to them as she. And Mac doesn't mind if someone refers to them as he. Mac, if asked, will say they, them. But in reality, it's because that's way easier than trying to explain all the intricacies that I'm actually spending time explaining here because I think it's important to the character. There will actually be a scene in Pumpkin and Spice where Mac ends up kind of going through this whole thing with Spice because Spice and Pumpkin are talking. Pumpkin is going to refer to Mac as they, and Spice is going to be very confused because Spice has always referred to Mac as him. And it's going to cause a little bit of a confusion at first, and just because sometimes that happens right now with pronouns, since we are not yet to the point in society where we are used to introducing ourselves with our pronouns. Sometimes that conversation can get a little bit awkward when you don't know someone very well. I don't know why it was so important to me to put a character like Mac into my comic. Mac was originally he, him, but the more I thought about the character and the more I have been drawing Mac, their pronouns have just changed. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about working on this comic, even though it technically only has a few panels that I've ever released. One day, guys, I promise. If you want to see Pumpkin and Spice comics, leave a comment below, let me know. That being said, I went a little bit further away from the prompt, which was Helmet, which is Mac's cat, who Mac loves. Goofball. But I am still doing Inktober, but I'm taking this time now to get into things that I am interested in. For example, today is Friday, so when I am streaming today, it will be Fan Art Friday with an Inktober twist. I do stream my art on Twitch if you are ever interested in seeing me live. And then Mondays will be Emote Mondays, and while I'm still going to be following the prompts as best that I can, I want to focus more on Pumpkin and Spice characters throughout the week, and then my themed days, for example, the Fan Art Fridays, like I want it to have more to do with the art itself and a little bit less to do with did I make the prompt land, because as I have spoken about in the past, Inktober isn't about, quote, not winning, because there are many different ways you can win, but it's not about succeeding with all 31 days. It's not about following the rules perfectly. Inktober is about practicing your artwork consistently and growing your skills. And that is what I'm attempting to do with this. I am also using the Adorka stock pose references still because I want to continue growing my anatomy, my body shapes. I know that Adorka has a facial expression prompt, so a lot of the emotes will probably come from there. And that's kind of the plan from here on out. As always, there is a dandelion. I think, is there a dandelion? There may not be a dandelion in this one, actually. No, wait, there is. Okay, yeah. There's a dandelion hidden in most, if not all, of my Inktober drawings. If you can find the dandelion, let me know, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. That being said, I hope you guys have had a wonderful day, and will have a wonderful weekend, because it's Friday! And if you didn't, and if you don't, that's okay too, because we're still here for you, dandelions. And I will very likely see you tomorrow. Bye.